Shalom, shalom. How's everyone doing today? I hope you guys are having a great day, night, no matter where you are. Today this video is about why I left Christianity. And I'm thankful to the Most High, Yahuwah. First of all praises go to Yahuwah and his son, YAHUSHA, HAMASHIACH. And forgive me, guys, this is a lot of important information that I want to talk to you about my testimony of leaving Christianity. So I will have like a book of some bullet points because sometimes my mind, I'm a little scatterbrained. I won't be afraid to admit that, but I want to be able to help someone so they can see, so the Most High can come into their life and do wondrous things. So without further ado, basically my we started leaving, or the Most High, I should say, separated us around 2023. I had explained to the church membership that I would, at that time, that, things were overwhelming with ministry, personal life, because me and my wife were doing the children's ministry. And with all things, as my kids was growing and they were getting into things, and some of them were experiencing the life lessons, some that me and my wife had to be there for, and it's just a whole bunch of new things and experiences. So I had told her, I had told them that it's been building up, that we needed a break because my wife was going through ailments, different things going on, and it was just becoming too much. So I took a break from ministry, for basically physically, spiritually, financially, all of that stuff. And as the Most High Yahuwah was separating us, we decided to start reading more, because sometimes when you're in Christianity, you will kind of rely on the pastor, if that makes sense. You will rely because, I know you're supposed to study to show yourself approved. And some people, they'll open a book and they'll know it. Some will go at it a little slower pace. Some right in the middle. I was a quarter at a slower pace. I will definitely admit that, because part of this is my fault, because I wasn't opening up, showing myself to the Most High, letting Him know, hey, I'm your child. So, he separated us. Me and my wife started reading more. We started listening to more music that will inspire to the gifts of the Most High. And that took about maybe 7 or 8 months. We were fasting, praying, reading, listening, just infusing our life with the Most High. Waking up, talking to Him, all of that. And then He brought me to a song from DARAK, IBAR, and it's spelled DARAK, Everyone that I'm going to give credit to or help to, I'm going to put the link in the description so you can see the resources that I've gotten from. So anyway, I'm a big fan of hip hop, and that's what they are. They do Hebrew hip hop, and he had a song from his album, 2007 album, called 7 Trumpets. And there was a song on there called Paganism. And I was vibing, I was bopping to it, and then I was trying to listen to the lyrics. And he had talked about, Christmas was being paganism and Thanksgiving and everything. And at first, And this was right around November. That's the funny thing. So first I was like, hold up, man, this is a bit too much. But just like he said in the song, we stiff-necked, we hate to be corrected, we don't like to listen. So I kept listening to my holy hip hop, even his stuff, but I would skip that track, you know, because it made me feel uncomfortable. And it was supposed to. It was supposed to. So I was doing the same thing, family, basically until December 28th. Yeah, I believe. A couple of days after the so-called Christmas holiday. And I was doing errands, and the song came on again on my playlist, Paganism. And the Most High, I heard him, he said, now listen to it with open heart. Do not write it off. So I said, okay. I said, yes, sir, I will do that. So DARAK IBAR begins to go in, and I'm listening. And he's talking about how Christmas was a paganism holiday, how it was the birthday of Tammuz, and how they're trying to make it with the sun. You know, how they try to make it to Yahusha's birthday. So I'm like, wait a minute. And then he tells me the scripture, which is Jeremiah 10, chapter 10, verses 3 and 4. So I go in and I look, and lo and behold, and I'm gonna put the scripture up there on this video, but it said that they had a custom of taking a tree, cutting it down in the forest, and decking it with silver and gold. Well, most people know that's what we do with Christmas. I knew that. Heck, one year we had an all silver tree, and one year we had silver and gold. That was right to me. That was right to me. I know that for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt. Some people will try to say that's not what they meant. I've seen some other videos that try to say that discounted. But the thing about that is the same book that you believe in, the same book that you are believing the Most High's word, all of a sudden, some parts of it is not good, but this part of it is that good, and that part must be applied, and not this part, and it just put a bad taste in my mouth. So after that, I started researching paganism and Christmas, and lo and behold, there was a ton of information on YouTube. There's a ton of information. Google it. And it's a fantastic read. But one of the videos that I got, that I watched, was called From The Way TV. And it's spelled, THEWAY. The way, like, when Yahusha says, I am the truth, the way, and the life. Yeah. So I'm going to put that link in the description too. So I watched it, and it was fascinating. And lo and behold, it was true. So I just started doing a deep dive on all these holidays. And they were all man-made. They were all bad. Thanksgiving, New Year's. New Year's isn't even the Most High New Year. It's not his New Year. He said it was in the month of Abib, which means grain, when the grain first pops open, and that happens in spring. It's not winter. It's not in the dead of winter. They mix so much paganism in these holidays, and we're going around celebrating. I was a Christian I'm not afraid because I'm trying to help somebody, so I'll tell you my age. I'm in my 40s. I was a Christian since I was born. My mom had me in there, so if you subtract maybe 10 years that you can make your own decision when you're a teenager. So I would say 30 plus years I was a Christian, faithful. And that was never taught. That was never taught. So I said, wow, after finding out about all the holidays, and there's numerous, there's videos, go check them out. everyone that they wanted to celebrate. You know, like Valentine's Day, even Mother's Day and Father's Day, and all of them. Just take a look. Thanksgiving, yeah, just look them up. And remember, in Exodus, the Most High has said that his New Year, talking about New Year, his New Year was on the 14th month, you know, of Abib, which is the first month. First is the first month, that's what he said, and then it's on the 14th day. You know, people worldwide are celebrating New Year's January 1st. No, that's not right. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But, so that was after that. So after that, there's more to go into, but I don't want to make the video too long. I have some more points to talk about, but it was a lot of craziness and leading up to that, but that was my first thing. And then I found a video from Truth Unedited. Again, I will leave all the descriptions for all the resources that help me. And he has a series called Testing Christianity. And if you watch the first 4 videos of that series, that will make you question everything. Because Christianity hasn't even prepared us for the ending times. You know, they have this rapture doctrine, which we were following for all these years. It's not even true. We're waiting for YAHUSHA to come down and have the 1,000-year reign in Revelations. And that's what we're waiting for. They're saying that we're going to poof and disappear up into the sky or some way, and then everyone else is going to be left with the trials and tribulations. No, we're going to be gathered. We're going to be gathered. Oh, so so that's another thing. And let me get to my other points. And we'll talk more about the story later. First point that the Christian church never teaches about is about Deuteronomy 28. For a person of, you know, my culture, you know, like, that book explains all the gifts and blessings and curses. That tells you it right there. That's what my ancestors went through. And they don't talk about this in Deuteronomy 28, let alone the Most High's high holy days, which is in Leviticus. Christianity, you know, they tell you that the old law is wiped away because of Yahusha, but Yahusha said it himself. I came not to abolish the law, but basically enforce it, and I don't see how that was misinterpreted. You know, another point, even with the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day, I know we're on our Gregorian calendar, and I know they changed it, but the Sabbath day is the seventh day. Why are we celebrating it on a Sunday when the 7th day is Saturday? I mean, you know, the day before that. It's a huge rabbit hole, family, you know, because those days that we have in the Gregorian calendar, they're raising up other gods. But that's another research topic. So anyway, it's on the 7th day. And why did they do that? Because they changed it, you know, Catholicism and all kind of things that changed it. And our people were, you know, back in the day, our ancestors, they were getting killed if you don't assimilate to this doctrine, you know. So that's just a couple of points. I definitely have to do a part 2, you know. And before I go, another part, there were missing books, as in 2 Samuel chapter 1, verses 17 through 24. It tells you about the book of Joshua, as well as Joshua 10, verse 13. Talks to you about the book of Joshua. 1 Kings, you know, 1 Kings, and it's the 11th chapter, verse 41. Talk about the books of Solomon. I'm going to show you some of the books that I have. You know, here's Yashar'el, Enoch, Jubilees, and hopefully I won't knock my camera down. Here's my scripture or book. So definitely, family, I'll have to make a part 2 of this. This one went long, but I hope it helps someone to start going in and researching for the Most High. I love you all. Shalom, shalom. See you in the next one.